Hello and thank you for joining us on this Wednesday afternoon. I'm Jurnee Taylor and here's a look at some of the top stories we're following today. First, Colorado's Supreme Court rules Donald Trump is disqualified from the presidency. Now the decision will likely end up before the U.S. Supreme Court. Plus, a Pulaski County Circuit judge issues an order threatening to dismiss Arkansas Attorney General Tim Griffin's lawsuit against the state's Board of Corrections. And more schools are adopting a new practice with a special kind of room designed to calm the nervous system and lower stress and anxiety for students. We have this and more coming up, but first a look at weather. Meteorologist Scott Covert is here on this hump day. Scott, what are you tracking?
Tracking a warmer day. In fact, yesterday, Jurnee, we ended up in the low 50s, but now we're already warmer than we were yesterday with a few more hours of warming to go. Here are the current numbers across the natural state. Right now, Little Rock's at 52, 49 currently in Searcy, 45 your temperature in Arkadelphia, 54 in Pine Bluff. As for today's forecast, we expect to climb into those upper 50s. A good mix of sunshine and clouds, but more clouds than anything else with just that south breeze, 5 to 10 miles per hour. That's why we're feeling a little bit warmer out there. Here's what we're tracking coming up in your 7-day forecast. We'll continue to stay mild over the next few days. Meanwhile, rain chances back on our forecast for some of us as early as tomorrow night. I've got the latest for you on that. We're going to track rain on our Friday, and as we head into the holiday weekend, we're going to need the rain gear. Not only do we see rain this weekend, but even on Christmas Day. Here's the thing, the timeline has shifted just a bit, and I think it's working out in our favor. I'll have the latest for you coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, Scott, thank you. We begin with a developing story. A local news helicopter crashed in a wooded area of New Jersey last night, killing the pilot and photographer on board. They were on assignment for WPVI, the ABC station in Philadelphia. The burning wreckage was located overnight in a remote area. A Federal Aviation Administration representative arrived on the scene to conduct an initial assessment. The National Transportation Safety Board will lead the investigation.
At this time, the scene is being secured by the New Jersey State Park Police with the assistance of the New Jersey Forest Fire Service, the New Jersey State Police, and the Hamilton Township Police Department. And know that our thoughts are with the pilots, their families, and the media community.
The names of the victims have not been released. WPVI says that they have a long history with the station and have been working as part of the news team for years. The Colorado Supreme Court has dealt former President Donald Trump a legal blow after declaring he is ineligible to be on the state's primary ballot and he is ineligible to be president. The move sets up a legal challenge that will make its way to the U.S. Supreme Court. Skylar Henry reports.
Former President Donald Trump told voters in Iowa Tuesday that he has plans for when he gets back to the White House.
We will throw off the sick political class that hates our country.
But Colorado's Supreme Court has cast doubt on Trump's ability to be president again. The court declared Trump is ineligible to run again in that state, citing the Constitution's insurrection clause. That clause disqualifies officers of the United States who have engaged in insurrection or rebellion from holding office.
Walk down Pennsylvania Avenue. I love Pennsylvania Avenue. And we're going to the Capitol.
The Colorado court ruled 4-3 that Trump's actions on January 6th disqualify him to hold office again. Trump is planning to appeal the decision to the U.S. Supreme Court.
We're likely to get a decision from the United States Supreme Court sooner rather than later.
The full impact on the 2024 election won't be known until the Supreme Court weighs in, but Republicans CBS News has already spoken to all say the decision should be theirs and not Colorado's Supreme Court.
I don't think individual states should be with the power to take that away.
Haley Cooper was on hand to hear Nikki Haley speak. She agreed that this is an overreach by the court.
I don't think Donald Trump needs to be president. I think I need to be president. I think that's good for the country. But I will beat him fair and square. We don't need to have judges making these decisions. We need voters to make these decisions.
Iowa voters will be the first to weigh in, with the caucuses less than a month away. Skylar Henry, CBS News, the White House.
And the Colorado Republican Party announced this morning that it has decided to withdraw from the primary as a party, choosing instead to hold a caucus. And the leader of Hamas is in Egypt today for talks with the country's government. It could be a sign that a new round of hostage releases is closer. The number of Palestinians killed across Gaza neared a staggering 20,000, according to the Hamas-run Gaza Health Ministry, with hundreds more killed in the past few days. Overnight, 2 of the 129 captives still in Gaza appeared in a new proof of life video, the second in 2 days, intensifying pressure on Israel to make a deal with at least 20 of those hostages already believed to be dead. Now, Israeli media are reporting the government has potential plans for new hostage talks that includes the release of 30 to 40 hostages, including men, the sick, and the elderly. But a Saudi media channel now has Hamas's demands, and it says it wants a complete ceasefire and a withdrawal of all Israelis' forces. In a THV 11 update, abortion rights supporters are submitting a reworked proposal for a new constitutional amendment. It would restore limited abortion rights in Arkansas, allowing the procedure for up to 18 weeks in cases of rape, incest, or health risk to the mother. Attorney General Tim Griffin rejected a previous version of this proposal in November, saying some parts needed clarification. Advocates say the new version incorporates feedback from legal and medical experts addressing all of Griffin's concerns. Griffin must approve or reject the language by January 4th. Now, another update involving the Attorney General. A circuit court judge is ordering Griffin to come to an agreement with the State Board of Corrections. Griffin filed a lawsuit against the board last week after it hired outside counsel and voted to suspend Corrections Secretary Joe Porfiry. A judge just ruled that by filing that suit against the board, Griffin, quote, sued his own clients, end quote, which violates Griffin's responsibilities as Attorney General. Now he has 30 days to come to an agreement over a special counsel for the Board of Corrections. The Biden administration is urging Arkansas to protect children from losing Medicaid coverage. Around 78,000 children in Arkansas lost coverage during a 6-month unwinding process. Secretary of Department of Health and Human Services Xavier Becerra is now asking state officials to adopt federal strategies to ensure kids are covered and offering help to keep them enrolled. Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders responded to Secretary Becerra's letter on social media, calling it, quote, politically motivated PR stunt, end quote. If you made a purchase on the Google Play Store in the last 7 years, you may be entitled to some money. The company now agreeing to pay $700 million in a settlement for an antitrust lawsuit. The lawsuit was filed by the Justice Department along with dozens of states, including Arkansas. Google is accused of hurting competition by monopolizing the market. Arkansas Attorney General Tim Griffin announced nearly $5 million of that will go toward Arkansans who were harmed by Google's anti-competitive practices. Comcast is warning its customers that a data breach may have compromised their personal details. Here's what we know right now. Xfinity, which provides television, phone, and internet services, says the breach occurred between October 16th and the 19th. More than 35 million people were impacted. Comcast says customer info, including usernames and passwords, were likely acquired. Other info like the last 4 of your social security number and security questions and answers may have also been exposed. Right now, the Watershed Food Box giveaway continues in Little Rock. The nonprofit kicked off its 3-day event yesterday, and they were picked up where they left off this morning at 9 o'clock, going all the way until 3 this afternoon at the Watershed on Springer Boulevard. Anyone needing some extra help can go by and bring 2 forms of ID. As a reminder, though, the boxes are given out on a first-come, first-served basis. Millions of Americans are hitting the road to reach their Christmas destination. Coming up, a look at how many are finding a gift at the gas station. Scott?
Yeah, Mother Nature's gift to us this year, well, some much needed rainfall. It's right, it's going to be a wet Christmas. We'll have a look at your forecast coming up when THV 11 News at noon returns.